Cik, 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 cik.
Joli. Mana Joli?
Selamat pagi Bu Ami. Selamat pagi semua yang ada di ruangan. Mas Agung, Assalamualaikum.
Oh, wis. Bang Hendra ngikut. Udah mandi belum, Bang?
Izin habis olahraga, sarapan.
Waalaikumsalam. Mas Hendra. Masya Allah.
Banyak ternyata yang join. Terus udah kan, akhirnya Bulusi ngambil alih jadi moderator. Ya kadang-kadang berdua sama saya gitu. Terus lama-lama ada Bu Iza akhirnya udah bisa join gini-gini. Lama-lama ini udah sore juga, gue tinggal pulang. Beneran aku tinggal pulang. Yang kemarin akhirnya katanya.
Yang paling saya kesel adalah ada yang bilang kalau kerja sama dari universitas yang nantinya lebih jadi kan giliran
maksudnya yang udah dapat yang lebih tinggi ya.
Yang lebih tinggi mau kesini ya udah syukur, tapi saya enggak.
Tapi itu mereka ngerti nggak kalau itu lebih tinggi? Mungkin nggak ngerti tuh. Dan sekarang ngomong yang lebih tinggi itu udah nyari juga nggak? Kalau saya kan terus terang nggak tahu. Ya cuma ngerti yang gede-gede banget ya. Tapi kalau kayak yang lain Malaysia kan saya nggak ngerti mana yang tinggi gitu. Aduh.
Terus saya WA sih.
Terus udah dijawab.
Jawab.
Giliran ini mahasiswa aja siap, dia aja lama. Dan kemarin acaranya masih lama, dianya udah di sini.
Ya mungkin tadi dia bilang kayak gitu. Ini apa namanya? Dia bilang ini on time, bener nih on time gitu.
Difotoin aja.
Saya bilang, dia bilang on time gitu.
Kalau kemarin tuh bukan nggak on time. Nah, acaranya masih lama, Pak. Dia datangnya dari jam 12.
Oh, dianya datang ke kita.
Enggak, itu mestinya di randonnya ketemu Dekran. Gitu. Makanya kita tiba-tiba di WA. Ada dia nih, saudara.
Tapi nggak ketemu sama kuatik-kuatik. Nggak ada.
Harmonis sempat nemenin, tapi terus turun Pak Aminnya pasti ketemu. Padahal Mas Eri jam 8 tadi ya. Kemarin dia nunggu, mungkin dikiranya sekarang kita nggak on time tadi. Iya.
Hello, hi, where are you now? Assalamualaikum Bu Nani.
Waalaikumsalam, Mas Amin.
Long Ibu Nani.
Iya.
Bu Nani.
Mohon maaf nih, nggak bisa gabung di sana.
Ya nggak apa-apa.
Iya,
Sehat.
alhamdulillah. Sukses ya. Salam buat Dokter Kirti.
Ya Bu Nani.
Bu Nani sehat ya Bu. Assalamualaikum.
Iya, alhamdulillah Mas Hendra.
Pak Amin sukses.
Waalaikumsalam.
Dokter Amin
Sukses juga Mas
Sabana.
Hendra.
Makasih Mas
Ya,
Hendra. Kenapa nggak join offline?
saya nggak tahu kalau boleh join offline. Kalau boleh saya join. Maaf Tuan Guru, next time Tuan Guru, siap.
Yes, siap. Dia di sini katanya. Apa gua missing? Oh, oke. Itu juga nggak kelihatan. Oh, sini juga nggak kelihatan. Ini mulai kelihatannya. Oke.
Nggak punya kayaknya. Nggak ada kan Pak ya? Yang buat kalau ngomong di Zoom gitu nggak ada kan?
So where is Madam Husali Oza? She's coming. Okay. So she's joining to give a 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah, not okay. Okay. So can we start now? All right. Tes. Oke. Oke, baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay. As everyone knows that we are going to have an international class by inviting our fellows from India, Dr. Kirti Longani. So actually you are here since 3 days back, right? All right. So, and I see you're very busy. Very busy. Yesterday you gave a lecture for the undergraduate students, and then you cook as well, and then you dance as well. And then you sing.
You got the cooking video too?
Yeah, I saw the
Today
video.
I'm going to sing after the class too.
Really?
Yes. Because I know that students love Bollywood.
Next time I'm going to
Okay.
Dr. Kirti, multi-talented woman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you. So I told them that every Indian people can dance.
Yes.
Yes, and then dance is just like your, what do you call it?
because in every function, in every province, there is a different dance style, but every function, marriage, they have dance, singing. No function can be completed without song and dance.
Okay.
Excellency of Shah Rukh Khan, that there is a marriage ceremony. There is a marriage ceremony and they dance. That's reality, it happens.
And then they cannot see trees, right? When they see trees and then they start dancing. That's I learned from your movie.
Which one?
Every movie, when there's many trees and then they start dancing. Okay. Okay. So everyone, as I mentioned earlier, that today we are going to have Dr. Kirti Longani to give a lecture organizational communications in the digital era. So I just realized when I see the backdrop, we all look like a sister and brother. Previous life, we are family.
That's why we came together live.
Yeah, so I know Dr. Kirti since 2 years back, and then we just meet today, yeah, our first times. Finally. So there are some students coming offline, yeah, and then some are joining online, and together with Bu Nani Nurani Muksin, she's also used to be my lecturer when I was in undergraduate students. Yeah. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to give this session to Dr. Kirti Longani. Please, time is yours.
Thank you very much. Myself, Dr. Kirti Longani. I am a professor in Ajeenky Patil University and even a head of journal education courses heading across my university. I am from city that is Pune, which is very near to Mumbai, and I had taken flight from Mumbai to Jakarta. This is my first time to Jakarta, but it was a very beautiful experience meeting people. I didn't find any difference. Like, even there is a difference of culture, might be religion, might be country, nationality, but a lot of things which are similar, which I learned in these 3 days. And that is, first of all, the hospitality by all of you was wonderful. And then everyone here also believes like us on humanity, that you should be kind to the human being, and that what God teaches us. And then I found similarity in, I think so, Professor Triya and Professor Octavia told me that you also tell stories of Mahabharata and Ramayana to your generation, and that's wonderful, which I found the similarity between the two culture. So it was great to be here with you all. And today also I am going to cook for you and sing for you and dance for you. So there are a lot of surprises coming up after the session. Please bear me for 30 minutes for the session. So we
Okay.
can give you wonderful surprises after the session.
Okay. So before you start your session, I'd like to give time for Bu Amina to say something. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Amin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome, Dr. Kirti, in our class, Organizational Communication in postgraduate of Communication in FISIP Muhammadiyah. Yeah. Okay. We have met yesterday. Yeah, we have met yesterday in here. And thank you, you have come. I'm glad to have you in my class. I hope this collaboration is still long, yes, bisa berlanjut gitu. Nah, ini mahasiswa semoga nanti mendapatkan ya ilmu baru, bisa bertanya kalau misalnya bisa diterjemahkan oleh Pak Amin. Jadi di sini moderatornya ada Pak Amin Sabana, ya, yang berfungsi sebagai moderator sekaligus translator gitu. Jadi ya maksudnya untuk menyampaikan gini. Jadi artinya kalau memang punya yang pengen ditanyakan, nggak usah terkendala oleh bahasa gitu aja maksudnya. Baik, langsung saja karena waktunya juga udah. Nanti kebetulan ada kuliah lagi kan ya. Oke, saya kembalikan.
Thank you, Bu Ami. So, Dr. Kirti, I'd like to introduce the students for these sessions. There are some who are working for the government agencies, and then some are working for the mass organizations, and then political parties also, and then some are from the corporate sectors. So I think these sessions will be very interesting because we are going to discuss about the organizational communication in the digital era. Like we know that the technology are transforming very fast today, right? I believe not only in Indonesia, even in India. India is known with the technology sectors, right? So we want to learn from you, from your country, yeah, from your best practices in India, how your countries manage this era. Yeah, yeah. Okay. So, oh yeah, I'd like to remind also Dr. Kirti, after you give the session, we are going to have like the signing of the implementation of arrangements. Okay, time is yours.
So, echoing. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's very well now.
Like Sharkan.
Like okay.
मजा है. Executive.
With the presentation first. Yeah, so we were talking about the organization communication. Just now I told you that India is an IT hub, and the city from which I am, Pune, is also a IT hub. So we have few cities like Hyderabad, like Bangalore, like Noida, like Delhi, and Pune, which are IT hubs. So the digital era is being very smartly accepted in India, and like India, we are very we are flexible to accept the languages. We are flexible to accept the time zone. So we are ready to work with the American time zone. We are ready to work at the night shifts. So the youngsters are very much ready to work with MNC companies, and that's why the IT companies are so much and growing like anything in this digital era, and we are accepting it. That's why if we talk about India, yes, India is an IT hub, and we welcome a lot of multinational companies to India. So when we talk about organization communication, then the communication in the organization is changing very fast. Previously, we used to meet face to face, have meetings, and today the digital era has changed everything. So communication in digital era, which covers communication methods, technologies. So we are using different technologies, different software, different apps to connect with each other. And in the workplace, digital employee communication speed up, because we want that flow of communication should be smooth. Suppose this is a digital class. Today we are, half students are here, half of them who are professionals are not here, but they are being connected from different parts of the city or might be across Indonesia to us. So digital era has given the opportunity to communicate smoothly, fastly, with a flow, where if they cannot physically be here, still they are connected. Same in case of the organizations. We have Zoom meetings, we have meetings with even intra and inter departments in the organization, which is more faster. So there are different tools. I'm going to talk about other tools too. So with the power of technology, employees receives the information also fast. Suppose, like I'm talking about India, when we are talking about India, that multinational companies are there. So a company in US communicating with the company, their office in or corporate office in India, it's very fast with the technology to communicate, to connect with the employees. Previously, many of them used to travel to US, work for the project for a few months. But now, because of the technology, it's not needed. You can be connected, have meetings with the people in US online, and that has become, or the communication with different softwares and transferring the data from one computer to the another computer, like from one country to another, has become more faster. And it has even, of course, the personal touch is lacking. I agree, because every technology have advantages and disadvantages and limitations too. That is one. As just now we had talked about, Amin and me has been known since 2 years because of the technology, but we met today, right? So that is what communication, we had already communicated online so many times for our organization communication with different sessions. So you can see here, workplace communication. So workplace communication in the diagram, if you can see, the first one is exchange of knowledge. So you can exchange knowledge by workplace communication using technology. Second is discussion can be done. There are different apps. There is chats. There is WhatsApp for the communication. You can form the groups of the team to communicate. You have Zoom meeting, Google Meet. You have different meetings or chat boxes where you can chat with each other, communicate with each other. The third is information can be spread from one to the another in a more faster way when you are using workplace communication in a digital era with different softwares and technology. Advice. I need an advice from my US-based boss or my US-based colleague who is working on the same project. It's become very easy. I take advice anytime with my meetings and calls, which are there between two countries, two partners, two organizations, and teamwork. Even if I am working in a same project and there are 4 countries working on the same project, I can do it with the technology. Like, for example, one of my friend, I'm giving an example. She is working with the space satellite. Now, this is a government project which she has got outsourced in India, but she said there are 16 nations working on it at the same time. So 16 government agencies from 16 different countries. So I was just talking to her and asking, and she said, no, it's a teamwork. So whether this 16 countries people meet for the meetings, she said with technology, it becomes so easy that they can exchange knowledge, they can advise each other, they can give suggestions, they can work on the same project, same time, for the same mission and vision of the organization, and that is the government agency who is working on space satellite. And that can be done very easily. So these are the types of digital communication which are very popular, and I know definitely your generation Z, that means a new generation, and you know about it. So there are intranet internal communication. So in the same office, still you communicate by emails, by SMS, by chatting, by video call. In the same department, you can work. Then there is an SMS, which is used to be very popular, which has been replaced by WhatsApp and Line or WeChat. There are so different apps depending upon the countries too. WeChat is more popular in China. Line is more popular in Thailand. WhatsApp is more popular in India, Indonesia, and in Malaysia. So it all depends upon which type of app we are using. And then internal emails are there. You have internal emails you might be using. You're working in corporates. You might be using to communicate to your colleagues, to your team members. Project management application. So there are different applications which are internal application. I'm going to show you one application also in one of the video. Social media. Yes, we are on social media. Everybody is a communication means. It's communication means for a social connect, no doubt. But also this social media can be used to connect internally with your employees. So you can also use this social media to communicate the organization or at your workplace about your project, about your applications. Then there are different employees app. There are different softwares which are available. Different apps are available, which might be even designed specially to communicate, like ERP. I don't know, you know ERP? I'm going to show you the one video related to ERP. So ERP, if I have in my organization my own ERP, I can communicate, transfer data, keep all my files, documents, keep all my data updates in that particular ERP very easily. Even I can give access to see my ERP to my colleague, to my coordinator, to my supervisor, to my boss. So even boss have the rights. So it all ERP, customized ERP are also designed by so many different IT companies which design for your special organization. And then there are employee podcast. So you are media people, you know more better about it. Next slide. So communication strategy. Communication is one to another. When you communicate, that means if we are talking about normal, now we are talking about organizational communication in the digital era. But when you communicate, now I am communicating to you, right? So I am a sender, you are the receiver. I am using a language that is English, which might be the common language used across the world. You are understanding, I'm decoding my knowledge into a language that is English. You are receiving it, right? I'm encoding and you are decoding and understanding what I want to say. So this is what communication is. Just in between this communication, when I'm talking you to one-to-one personally, we are using digital apps to convert it. But the apps should be appropriate, that the communication should be clear. Encoding and decoding should be properly happen. So there should not be any miscommunication. That's very important. So 5 steps to creating the effective digital communication strategy when you're communicating digitally, and especially in the organization, workplace, which is very crucial, because here you are not talking generally, or it's not a social connect, but here the official connect, when you are connecting to people, communicating regarding your projects, your work, at that time it should be very clear. So your goal should be very clear what exactly you want to communicate about your project, about your work, to your colleague, to your partner. Understand the situation and then develop the digital communication. So if it is for business, now, just now Amin told me that you are from, few of you are working in the political parties, few of you are the government professionals, you are in the corporate world. You might be communicating for business communication. You might be communicating for your political parties or e-governance. Again, there is technology is being used for e-governance to communicate from governance to the people, to the public, right? So there are different apps, websites, softwares. Today, every company is launching with their app, and that is a digital era, right? We want to order a food and there is an app through which we can order a food and the food is being delivered. So this is what digital era. This is also communication. I'm communicating, just posting what exactly food I want, and I'm paying it, and it is been by a digital money, and then it is been delivered to my doorstep. And that is what digital era. So here also, that is also workplace communicate, like it's an organizational communication through apps. So understanding situation accordingly, you can design your app or design your software. Gain insight into your target audience. Who is your target audience? Now, at workplace, if you are working in a government sector, who is your target audience? If you're working in a private sector, who is your target audience? If you're working in a multinational company, who is your target audience? Depending upon that, your communication strategy should be designed. Because if you're working in a multinational company, might be your team members will be from Russia, from Europe, from America, from Brazil, from India, from Malaysia, different parts of the world. And you're working in the same team. Just now I had told you about one of the company who is working 16 countries working for a same project. So know that accordingly your communication strategy, because every country has its own way to communicate. Like just now, line is the method in Thailand, but it's not much popular in India. WeChat is more popular in China, but it's not there in India. So you have to search about the common platform where you can communicate, the strategies should be built, the language should be designed, the encoding and decoding should be done. So the communication should be smoothly done from workplace, from one team member to the another team member. The same one. Select the most appropriate digital tool. So again, the same one, that what is your goal, what is your target audience, and develop your strategy, engage them. Training is important, of course. Whenever you are using any of the digital app, any of the software, any of the technology, of course, a good training program should be needed, and that should be implemented in the organization. So to make the organization communication more smooth and good in this digital era. So networking, openness, participation, and agility. So VOAP, if you can see. So networking. You are been doing networking, communicating. It's not only always social networking, it's professional networking too, which can happen. So using social media, virtual communication, networking, and employee and customer. In organization communication, it's not always employee-employee communication only. It is also employee-customer communication, right? Which should also be very perfect. Otherwise, if you cannot communicate to your customer, and you're losing your customers, you're losing your target audience. So it's better if the app is very good and smooth. I am very happy to use an app of a food which is easy to handle to order my food. So I'm a customer, and the another party is the organization. So always remember, it should always be smooth, easy, and it should connect to the customers. So whatever communication, organization communication is one, between team members, one, between your boss and you, that is higher authorities, and you working in a team, and then organization to customer, and which is most important, because that is what here branding you are doing about your organization. Here you are creating leads, here you are creating sales, and here ultimately the goal of the organization is being achieved, and that is profit. So networking is important. Second, openness, sharing. So sharing is very important. So when you innovate something, sharing with your team members, sharing the information, and that's why this app help you a lot, which even ERP is one of the intra communication app, which helps to communicate, transfers the data very easily, and keep it very safe also, because security is also important when you are sharing any data of your office or your workplace. Participation, employees participate, share responsibilities. They have their own responsibilities to share data. So that's why participation by each team members is important. And this software helps it, because it's my responsibility, his responsibility, my other team members to share the data in that particular software, communicate it properly, and everybody's responsibility. If they do it properly, I think so, we can use, and this technology can do wonders, and that this even make our workload little less, because we are sharing, we are combining the data, we are communicating, and again the security of our data is still exist. Flexibility and speed, of course it's more easy, so speed is there, because within a seconds I am mailing my data to you from one country to another. So speed, yes. Then yes, trial and errors can be there, so that's why training is very important. And the project-based structure, innovations and developments can be done according to the system. Whatever new comes, accept it with training. Accept errors can be there, but that can be rectified across when you're working. So these are the benefits where we can do while using the technology in organization communication. This is one video which I want to share.
You build your business on Microsoft technology, and sometimes you have questions or want to connect quickly with experts. The Microsoft Partner Community, or MPC, is here for you. MPC empowers partners to achieve more through virtual events, business resources, networking opportunities, Q&A, and more. It's easy to sign in and start a conversation right away at aka.ms/MPC. Post a question about doing business with Microsoft. You'll get replies from internal experts at Microsoft and other partners around the world. Or reply to the questions that others have answered and build your global business network. Get the answers you need quickly with a robust embedded search engine. Easily browse communities, groups, forums, and users. Highly trusted sources on the MPC will be identified through titles and badges, and may include moderators, Microsoft employees, influencers, and experts. And there are also dedicated groups on specific topics. You may need to ask an admin for access. Even if you don't log in for a while, you can still receive useful updates via email, including updates on upcoming partner events. With over tens of thousands of unique visitors a month, the MPC is the best place to network with other partners and stay up to date with programs and announcements. And there's no need to create an additional password. You can use your partner center credentials to log into MPC. Start browsing and meeting other partners right away. Log in today. Start a conversation now at aka.ms/MPC.
So this is one of the example of Microsoft's app, where you can see there are so many things can be done. It's not only meetings, it's not only connecting, it's email, you get all updates, you can log in, you can form different groups, you can keep events reminder, you can create events, you have different tracks. So it's very easy to do it. So there are such softwares which has, so Microsoft I'm just giving you one example of it. There are so many, depending upon different companies which come up with such apps. Even they customize according to your workplace. So communication becomes more easy. Now there is one more video which I want to share, the last one, that I was talking about ERP, how ERP works when you are converting or you're passing a data from one team to the another one in the same organization, or might be your partners.
ERP. ERP is an acronym for Enterprise Resource Planning. But what does that actually mean? To better understand ERP, let's look at all the processes that are essential to running a growing business. Inventory and order management, accounting, human resources, customer relationship management, and more. At its most basic level, ERP software provides all of these various functions and integrates them into one complete system. The end result? Streamlined business processes and information, increased efficiencies, and improved collaboration across the entire organization. The central feature of all ERP systems is a shared database that supports multiple functions used by different groups within a company. This means that employees in accounting and sales, for example, can rely on the same information for their specific needs, enabling businesses to make better decisions faster and encouraging continued growth.
So you had seen the ERP, it can be customized according to the sector you are working at, whether you are in the educational sector, whether you are in the retail sector, whether you are in the hospitality or any other service or manufacture company, right? So you can see that everything can be managed, whether it's customer relationship, whether it's inventory, whether it's your raw material coming to the manufacturing unit. So everything can be managed. And you know, on ERP, suppose I'm working with the people of 10,000 in the same company, the data can be recovered from here. If anybody wants to share how much inventory is there, how much raw material, how much units are been having a production, what's the customer relationship, what about accounts, what about finance, what about a banking system, everything can be done, everything can be generated, even a minute detail related to the salaries of the employees, salary slips of the employees, leaves of the employees. So if you're talking about HR policies, everything can be there on the ERP system, and it becomes very easy to assess to the even the floor workers till the higher authorities. So from each and every one, again, it depends upon how much data can be assessed by every level of the worker or every level of the employee. So how much, it depends on the organization, they customize it and they allow that much which is being needed for that particular authority. So that is the ERP system, where again data and communication in the organization can become smooth, and it is very faster, it saves time, and data is very clear. Anytime I can assess. If suppose I want to apply a leave and it's very difficult, I can apply through the ERP. I can send to my boss. I can select the option. If my boss is XYZ, so I can select only XYZ, who is the boss, can see that I had applied for a leave. He approves it and I get a mail that he is approving it, and that's it. And again, it goes to the system, to the account department or HR department when they are calculating my medical leave or my casual leaves. Again, when they are calculating my salary, right? So everything is very clear to all three of us. So the system is clear and everything is recorded. And the same, if they had generated my salary, they are putting my salary slip on the ERP, I can download it. I can see it very clearly how the salary slip is with all the details. If my salary is being deducted because I am late, I was on leave. So that also is, everything is clear. So there is no miscommunication why my salary is being deducted. If I'm applying for maternity leave, I'm applying for my medical leave, I want some grants, I can apply it. So this is how HR works. Same in the account departments. So between the authorities of the accounts, all the accounts can be clearly discussed and shared. So it becomes very easy. Same in the manufacturing unit. if how much raw material in inventory is there, how much to be ordered more. It's very clearly kept. So the purchase department can order the raw material accordingly. The manufacturer department can go with the units to be produced. And then the sales department can show that how much the products and how much units of the products are being sold in the market. What's the demand of the product? How much requirement, how much order is being generated. So everything is clear on the ERP. So the communication becomes so easy. So such apps can also be, such systems can also be customized depending upon. So it can be applicable in educational institute. It is applicable in retail, in manufacturing, in hospitality, in any of the service industry. So depending upon them, they can customize and keep it. Hope it's clear. Thank you. And I'm open for question answer session.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kirti. Please give a big applause for Dr. Kirti's presentations. Okay, that was a very interesting sharing actually, because from your slide we can know how the technology can give benefit for human being, right? Especially thanks to the technology, we can pass the pandemic era 2 years back. We can find our food, and then the university school can survive until today because of the Zoom technology. And of course, the offices also can survive, the government agencies can survive because of we ran our workplace, use the technology of the advancements of technology. But the challenge also comes up because of the technologies, right?
Yes, of course.
Not only the good side, but also the negative side.
Yes, right.
How the technology threat the human civilizations. So workplace, for instance, no need more human powers, manpower, I mean, right? And then also today in university, for instance, ChatGPT AI also threatening us.
Yes, right.
Because please don't use this
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT when you're working for your thesis. Because we can track here when you use the ChatGPT.
There are no softwares which can track what is being taken from ChatGPT.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are two sides of the technology, the advancements of technology. The good side, of course, we can deal with that. And then how we also deal with the negative side, right? So now I'm opening for the Q&A. If you have any question, please ask your questions in offline and online. And yeah, maybe you would like to share how your organizations deal with the technology. There's also journalists.
Oh,
Okay, mention your name, sir.
I'm Irfan Nugroho. Thank you. Let me introduce myself. My name is Irfan Nugroho. My core business is in IT industry. I once built an ERP for government company.
can you repeat?
I once built an ERP.
ERP,
yes,
okay.
For government companies.
Okay, great.
Once I interest in how the technology, digital communication, can deliver the emotional communication. I think it's very important for organization to build social bonding for every member.
Absolutely.
How digital communication can do that? How it can deliver emotional when I angry to my member or my staff. how can it be?
I know it's very difficult with the technology, but I think so there will some technology will come to do it. But one thing I want to emphasize, human touch is always important. Whatever technology comes, there are limitations, right? There are, just now Amin said that there are the good part and the bad part. So there are advantages and disadvantages. So one of the disadvantage of the digital era or technology is human touch. Right? And that is missing, and that should not be. So if you will balance it properly with both things, technology with human touch, technology with emotions, I think so we can survive more better. Just, I don't know what's the case in Indonesia, but all the youngsters are every time on social media, right? In India, I don't know, in Indonesia too.
Okay, so regarding the latest research, we are spending more than 7 hours a day using the gadget.
Yes.
Yes.
That is the research in
Yeah, the
Indonesia,
research tells
that
so
you are using 7 hours
7 hours
on gadgets,
on gadget.
8
about
hours
India?
sleeping.
Yeah.
So how many hours remaining?
How
Just imagine.
India?
Same.
How? Oh, okay.
Same. The family going together for lunch, dinner, and everybody's on.
Yes.
That is the disadvantage, what I mean. So there should be a human touch. I think so there should be, even from work from home, when people are working, I think so. My husband is a doctor, right? And there are so many patients coming to him from IT sector. And they are coming with the symptoms and problems, with frustrations, with depression, with anxiety, with sleeplessness. And that all because of, that is a disadvantage, because they are not having any human touch. They are working from home, they are fed up, no parties, no coffee breaks, no chatting, no informal communication which happens with our colleagues. Nothing. They are just working all together 12 hours on gadgets. They are frustrated. They have sleeplessness. They have eye problems, or they have even having the effect of that screen and that rays on their face, that is on their skin. So that is again creating. So there are so many coming with that. Then coming to the physical, they have problem with their cervical, their backache, their hands and all. And so many people are coming with these problems. And now a research is telling they need a break. They want that office to start, or at least 2 days of working, and they're happy to go in the office, working with people, chatting with them, having a small group, informal groups, going for a coffee break, having lunch and sharing together, celebrating birthday parties. That should happen, and that is what is lacking. So I mean, I'm not telling technology is doing any disadvantages, but there should be a balance between. If we keep a balance, I think so we can do more better. Human being, we are human beings. We cannot be isolated. We had seen the experience when we were locked down and we were not able to go out, no social connect, how we felt. Many of the diseases, mental symptoms or emotional stress came from that. Depression, loneliness, anxiety, all that has come. So I think so human touch is important. Emotional balance is important.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Kirti. So I can conclude that technology is only the tool. Man behind the technology is the most important.
Of course,
Yeah.
behind the technology, there is a brain. Who created the
Yeah.
technology?
Okay.
So who is the supreme? Technology or the brain? Of course, the brain.
Brain. Okay. Okay. Okay, Pak. Okay. Any question, please? Okay. From the online, we are waiting your questions.
Okay, thank you for the times that already given to me, and it's really blessing for me to
Your
hear.
name, please. Your name.
Yeah, sorry. My name is Ajeenky Sulistiawati. I'm a teacher for vocational school right now. I'm very interesting with your topic in this morning, and I'm very blessing that we are live in digital era because everything is really easy. And related with the first questions that technology or communication, digital communications is cannot separate it for the emotional or the bonding with each person. And I'm interested if we have in the pandemic era that we cannot meet each other with all the members with the organization, we have to text or we send the text, right? But sometimes if we send the text with the people, but our mood is not good, sometimes there's not I mean there's no comma or dots, yeah. Sometimes it's making the miscommunication. How we resolve it, the gap or the misunderstanding with the text we send to our members or our friends, something like that. Can you give us or give me the advice, something like that? Thank you.
I think so. Communication should be very clear, first of all. When you're texting anyone, the communication should be very clear. The language which been understood by the another person, whether it's English, whether it's Indonesian, whether it's Malaysian, whatever. So knowing about what is a common language between you is most important. When you're talking in the international market, like your partner working with maybe Indian, maybe Indonesian, maybe Malaysian. So common language, and it should be very clear whatever you want to. I'm talking about official communication, right? So it should be very clear one, but still, you know, expression cannot be completed only with words. There are feelings, there are facial expression, there are body language, there is gesture. Here, human touch again is important. So that is a limitation. Because when you talk about communication, it's not words, it's not only written, it's everything. I'm talking to you, there is my facial expression, my eye contact, my smile, my body language, my gestures. And that is how I'm communicating to you. I'm understanding, even if there is even a person who doesn't know English language and I want to communicate with an Indonesian, I can do it because I'm using my eye contact, my facial expression, my gestures to communicate that I want a glass of water. Like in the homestay where I am, a person who is taking care doesn't know, but still we try to communicate when we want hot water. I tried to communicate very hardly, but I communicated. He was not understanding because he was not knowing language. Language was the barrier. But then who helped me? My body language, my gesture, my facial expression, and then he understood what I want, right? Ultimately. So that also is very important. Thank you.
Okay, so I can feel what you're talking about, Mbak Suci, ya? Mbak Sri, okay, Mbak Sri. Because sometimes I'll also analyze when someone send me text. Yeah, when someone send me text by capital letters, yeah, it means, yeah, is it
angry?
Angry.
Now there is one system also that's like which font, which
right,
letters,
emoticon,
which emojis helps you more better. So emojis is now the technical. Like we have expression, yeah, you can understand my expression. The emojis are where to communicate in the digital era.
Yeah. And then the dangerous part when we get love or hugging emojis, it makes us like a flatter, especially from female. Okay, so that's a very interesting. Yeah, that's the part that we have to see from the technology. Yeah, so I'd like to give the opportunities from the online. Yeah, in chat. Is there any questions from Zoom? So still no one? Okay. If no question from Zoom, I'd like to give the opportunities from the offline, please.
I think just a simple question. My name is RD. I'm a journalist. I want to know, to your opinion about the ideality or the balance, the proportional time between using technology for communication and emotional bonding by face-to-face like this. I want to know.
I think so. My presence here in Indonesia is an example of it, right? We are using right? We are using technology since I know him since more than 2 years. I think so. We had connected in 21 and in 23 I am here. We had connect series both ways from Indonesia to India and India to Indonesia. We have different activities, but there was a limitation. There was a gap. And I thought, no, I should go personally. And I came here. And I expect the same Amin is going to come soon to India with his team members. And that will create a proper bonding, what MOU we are having. So it's the organization. My university is the organization, right? We are working for a common purpose, that is exchange of knowledge, exchange of skills, exchange of academic, joint research, student exchange. This is the purpose of it, without any much of the financial burden to each other. So here online, of course, we had done, no doubt, but still, this was required. Otherwise, we met first time and we hugged each other. He said, I am a sister. So that bonding is important. Still, we are formally working for different organizations for a common purpose to exchange of academic and knowledge and research, right? So I think so there should be always a balance between everything online we are bored of, right?
Based on your relations and connectivity with your husband, for example, in one day, 24 hours, how many times you use technology and how many times you face-to-face?
Personally.
A little bit personal, maybe.
Yes. Now, if you talk about personally, when I reach my university, I call him, right? Using a technology, WhatsApp call, and I say, I have reached. When I want to show that I am looking beautiful in a sari, I call him a video call and show how I'm looking. He said, beautiful. So I am so happy to go for a presentation because yes, my husband has declared that I'm looking beautiful. So technology helps me to give the confidence, right? Then when I finish my work in the evening, then I have a talk while driving. I don't drive, so I'm sitting next to the driver. So I call him that I reach, and that's at night we meet and we have dinner together. We go for a walk, and I think so that's really needed. Even the technology is there. We are busy. He's a doctor, and he was also busy during pandemic, right? Because in our apartments in the building, only he was going out of the building, and everybody was afraid that he will bring corona. But he never got the corona inside our building because he was taking a lot of care. But he was a corona warrior at that time because he was a doctor and he cannot take a one-day leave also. So when he used to go out during that also, one thing he was busy, I used to be very busy. But one thing we had kept, having dinner together, important. Having a walk after a dinner, important. Sunday together, important, right? And we go very oftenly for a coffee dating.
Every morning?
No, but twice or thrice in a week, coffee date, tea date.
Tea date.
Right? So going together, having a coffee, spending time, at least during having a coffee or a tea for 1 hour, sharing experience, my experience, he shared his experience. We talk about our family matters. That's only we two go. And then we have twice in a year, a long break. The next break, we are coming to Bali.
Oh, amazing.
Thank you. I think so I had able to answer you, right?
Okay. So 3 questions asking about emotional bonding.
Yes.
So I don't know what's going on with you guys.
They are fed up. They are fed up of technology. They want to be emotionally bonded, socially bonded.
Are you having problem?
I have experience about emotional bonding. For example, in 2021, for example, I hear that the most searching word in Google is anxiety.
Yes.
Yes, right. And I feel that anxiety is caused by they live alone.
Yes.
They don't live with us speaking together like this,
Yes.
creating
And that is
bonding.
really needed.
Yeah.
That is just now I had given my personal example with my husband, same with my son. Everybody knows, my son, Akash. Before coming here, he said, I want to have a break with you. I want to go. We two went for a movie, for a dinner together because I'm going for a 1 week. I'm to Indonesia, so we will not meet. So he said, I want your 1 day. Even with my son, I go for a date for only me and he. So he shares a lot of things about his college life. So that is needed because even my son is 20 years old. He also needs want to express, even if I will not hear and I will not listen to him, he may go to the wrong direction, right? I have to listen to him. For that, we need a relaxed time, a get together, going for a lunch or a dinner together, going for a movie, going for outside to have a coffee, and I regularly do with him also.
Amazing.
That is really needed.
Kirti, after this, I will spend my time only with my daughter.
Yes.
2 hours. Not my wife.
Yes.
Just speaking personally with him.
Yes, they need it. Because what we are doing, we are earning money, right? No, for whom? For them. But they need not only money, they need our time.
Okay.
They need emotional balance. Otherwise, that is everything will be wasted, because if we are not listening to them, we are not giving time, and your daughter will be married and she will go. And then you will
be alone.
So let's have, and I think so, like son and mother has a more bonding, daughter and father has more bonding, right?
Thank you.
Okay, so I have to stop the emotional bonding issue. It's a very dangerous. So I'll give you a.
Now it's going from the organization bond to the personal bonding.
So I'll give you another session about the emotional bonding issue. So after this class. So I see question from the Zooms. I hope it's not about emotional bonding.
Hope so.
So Dr. Kirti, I want to ask about chat with our leader. How to make a good conversation with them when we already have give certain notes, but it's not read. Yeah. How the polite way to reshare the notes without push the leader to read, since the notes is very important and need to be follow up. Thank you.
You mean when you are communicating your boss?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
so it seems he has a problems how he communicate with the boss, and sometimes he conducted with some notes to the boss. Text, I mean. Is it text, SMS, Mas Agung? Mas Agung?
Yes.
So he sent text to his times his boss is not read the text. So how he can send a polite text to the boss?
boss is always right.
And we're always wrong.
We are always wrong. That you have to remember always. Then I think so the workplace becomes very smooth for everyone, right? So it's implemented here also in Indonesia, right? Boss is always right. Okay. Same in India too. So I think so.
Oh, I see.
Just of the answer. But yes, when you're saying that how to communicate when the boss is, might be the other ways of communication. I don't know. You can select a time where you can directly call him if he's not reading, and it's very important that he should read the message what you have texted. So that can be done, or he might be avoiding you. I don't know what's the relationship between your boss and you. So boss is always right. If you keep him right, he will read your message.
Oh.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
So I think so the best way is to communicate. I know many times it happens, not only intentionally, but there are so many messages, and that might be the reason too. So might be the telephonic call at the appropriate and right time. It should not be too late. It should the time where you think he is not busy. You can see him online and you can call him. Best way.
Yeah. So don't take it to be very sensitive guy. Maybe your boss get hundreds of texts or messages. Yeah.
He might have got that emotional anxiety, reading messages.
Maybe. Okay. So is there any questions from the Zooms? Okay. Okay, from the offline class. Okay.
Thank you for the time. My name is Wahyu. If we talk about people with communication apprehension, they still thinking that texting is the solution to do the job. Is it the real solution or just something to help them still working? Thank you.
Yes. I didn't get.
Yeah. People with communication apprehensions, they think that texting is the solution to do their jobs. Is it the real solution or just something can help them doing their jobs?
Like only texting.
Yeah, texting. Just like the previous question. Yeah.
So he said the only solution. No, it's not the only solution. Communication should always be clear and there should not be any misunderstanding. That's very important when you're working in a workplace too. Even in the personal communication and even in the official communication, when you're communicating with your boss, with your team members, it should be very clear. I'm not telling you should not use text. You should use text, but when you find that there is a limitation of using text or abbreviations, then clear communication is always better. And that's why human touch is needed. And there are calls also where you can communicate. There is email also where you can send your report or communicate officially. So I think so only text is not the solution. Sometimes there is a limitation to the text. Might be your boss doesn't like how you communicate, then you have to change the way of communication, method of communication. And that's important in the organization.
And then also sometimes text also makes us mislead.
Miscommunication can happen through text also. So it may happen because say we cannot show our emotions, our expressions through text. So that might be the reason. So miscommunication may happen. So you have to use the another way of communication. If you think and you find there is a gap or there is a gap between the communication between you or your boss or your supervisor or your team member. So to fill that gap, you can have your personal communication ahead.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, I think we still have 5 minutes for Q&A.
Our government yearly release the literation index, digital literation index, to measure how capable people to using digital media correctly, you know, to between hoax or fake, to speak wisely, transaction safely in digital and in productive things. Yeah. Unfortunately, Indonesia have a low digital literacy index.
Okay.
How about in India?
It all depends upon area wise. Like India is a very big country, highly populated. We are #1 in population now.
Yes.
So if you will see from north to south and west to east, it's a huge geographical area, right? So it again depends upon the region wise also, rural India and urban India. So if you talk about the urban part, like the metro cities, it has developed a lot. But if you talk about the rural India, again, the digital literacy is a challenge. Yes. The reason because internet connectivity should also be good. But I think so, if what I am observing that the digital India scheme has been started by our Prime Minister. There are so many programs to go with digitalization in India. And because of that, there are so many schemes, so many effective apps also been developed for the farmers, like I also teach rural marketing subject. So during that, I have a project with my students, and I found that there are so many apps, so many websites which are developed by the government for the rural India, especially for the farmers, to know about what crop should be taken care of this season, what is the trading, because they should get a good price for the whatever crops they have in their farms to the market. So that has been doing, it's not, I'm not telling it's totally successful because of the digital illiteracy, right? But the new generation is picking up these apps so fast. So it is penetrating in rural India now, not 100%, but yes, it is penetrating. And this lockdown has created the penetration more faster. But not 100% like in Indonesia. But yes, the government is taking care that it should reach to the rural population, and they should also use all the schemes of the government, all the provisions of the government, which government wants to help them for their livelihood, for their employment, for their agriculture, for their livelihood, and even for their healthcare system and education. So like, for example, if you talk about one example, there is one platform called as Swayam. It's an online courses platform which is free of cost, where any Indian person can go for online courses free of cost. It is by government. So there are online courses from Harvard University, from different universities across the world, across India also, good universities who are offering that course of 1 credit, 2 credit, 3 credits, which anyone can log in and they can learn through this app. They can learn these online courses to upgrade themselves with the knowledge and skills. So this is one of the initiative of digitalization in India. I'm just giving one example where anybody can use. But then we have to motivate. There is the schemes which is going on. We are motivating rural India also to go for such apps, to go for digital payment, to go for banking system, to go for might be some apps which help them to know about the weather conditions so they can go for good crops, for trading purpose so they can trade and export their products in different parts of the world. Like grapes, in one of the district province, there is a grapes which is there, which is of export quality, which is exported for wine in Europe. So government is providing them with such apps where they can know about the rate, the quality of the grapes which are required in the Europe for winery, and they can export that grapes to them. So in that way, the government is taking a lot of initiative for the agricultural purpose, for the education purpose, for the healthcare purpose. So these are the apps which the government have come up for the digitalization. And that is one of the agenda of the government in India, that digitalization or Digital India Forum. So we are coming up with so many such things to penetrate in rural market also.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kirti,
for sharing us the update situations about the technology literacy in your country. So one last question before I close. Okay.
Sorry, doctor. One question, simple question.
Yes.
So then actually myself as a lawyer, I'm Samsul Jahidin, my name. So only reminder, I didn't emotional bonding.
I did an emotional bending. So then actually only the etymological perspective. So a simple question, have you test the validity ERP communication between Indonesia and India for behavioral similarities in communication perspective? My question, according to your research, only this, research ERP in perspective communication.
So it's about ERP between Indonesia and India, the usage of ERP.
I don't know about Indonesia,
Between
but I can tell India.
you has the research communication Indonesia and India. Any between communication perspective ERP? That's the question.
So she can tell about Indian perspective.
Yes, Indian perspective between Indonesia. Antara Indonesia dan India perspektif ERP
She
komunikasinya.
has no knowledge about Indonesian.
I don't know Indonesian perspective use of ERP. I had not researched, but in India, yes, the ERP is being customized and being used by different organizations successfully in different organizations. And I'm also experiencing in my university, I have an ERP system which is very smoothly being run. Even we generate our question paper on ERP. We generate our mark sheet transcript in ERP. We generate our attendance of the students on ERP. So I'm just giving if it is an educational institute. So I have an experience even while teaching my students retail marketing subject, teaching my students rural marketing. I had done a lot of live projects with my students, taking them to the retail industry, right? Taking them to the rural market. There also have seen the implementation of ERP very successful, whether it's in rural market with the e-government, all apps, or whether it's in the retail sector, like you have Lula market, Lula hypermarket, right? In the same way, we have different international and Indian retail stores where ERP is successfully used to maintain everything, inventory till the customer relationship, which is very important, that customers should be loyal and come back to them. Even I had studied the ERP system of few airlines, where how they can keep customer relationship and customer loyalty and give them rewards to get the more customer to the airlines. So ERP helps. I had seen the example in airlines, I had seen the example in rural market and retail market and educational institute. That I had say that yes, ERP is very effective if you can use it very properly for the organization communication. I don't know in Indonesia how much ERP is being implemented and being used.
The only research in India, not in Indonesia.
Not I had done
Not
in
yet,
Indonesia,
yeah?
not yet.
Okay,
But
that's the point. That's the point. That's the point, doctor. Thank you.
no, but then I can do it. I think so with the help of,
Okay, thank you. That's the point.
I can increase my scope of study and I can go to help. I can take his help and I can study now. This is the new horizon which you had shown me.
That's my teacher. Maybe that's my teacher.
Or
Thank you.
And give us some money to do the joint.
I'm not the lawyer company, so then
This
actually
company is giving us.
I'm a lawyer extraordinary crime, especially extraordinary crime.
You are a lawyer.
National.
You are a lawyer. You are speaking in the all legal aspect.
I just tell you, I am a lawyer. I'm not a liar.
But in a very thin line between.
Okay.
Ini mau menambahkan aja ya Pak Amin, mungkin saya pakai bahasa Indonesia. Jadi saya tuh pernah bekerja di sebuah perusahaan SAP, di mana semua orang itu kursus untuk mempelajari ERP. Dan ternyata memang sulit sekali di Indonesia ini menemukan talent yang sudah paham dengan ERP itu. Karena hampir semua di universitas di Indonesia itu hanya sedikit, itu pun saya dapat hanya dari UII. Iya, jadi susah sekali nyari talent. Jadi saya waktu itu sebagai headhunter untuk nyari talent untuk perusahaan-perusahaan yang memang sudah menggunakan sistem ERP ini. Dan itu susah dan mahal. Jadi begitu kita ambil ya perusahaannya memang harus membayar itu dengan sangat mahal. Dan itu masih sedikit di Indonesia. Nah, saya juga mau tanya, barangkali mungkin di India apakah memang universitas dan sistem lingkungannya itu sudah menunjang untuk pendidikan di sana mengenai ERP sistem ini. Karena di Indonesia itu sulit, Pak. Itu yang saya dapatkan. Sampai kita juga akhirnya harus ngambil dari India.
So what she's trying to say is she has experience when she found that her experience found that only few of Indonesian people knows about ERP.
Oh.
So the next question from her is in India your educational systems support how the ERP in your academic part?
Yes. Yes, there is ERP system in private universities as well as in government universities because it makes the system more easy to operate, to upload all the information and data because we have so many students. For in educational institute, if taken an example, there are so many students and if you are feeling a data of these students, whether it's attendance, whether it's documentation, whether it's marks there when we are entering their grades or creating the transcript, even the lesson plans, even the notes which we want to share with them, that can be done through ERP. We share our notes through ERP. We share our question paper through ERP. Like we upload on ERP and that question paper goes to examination department, right? Our entry of the grades, creating transcripts, so everything can be, if it is educational institute, yes, many of the private universities, even the government-based universities have adopted ERP to make the load easy and very transparent, and a lot of errors also can be solved because of the use of ERP in educational system if you are talking about.
So from what semester you learned about ERP in your university, for instance?
For us, like,
is there any subject?
No, it's in the technology. If we teach like organizational communication, then these are the softwares, or if the student is doing their courses like computer application or IT designing, then they have this subject. But then for teachers, faculty, staff, all the staff, admins, there is a training which is given on ERP by the ERP head who gives the training how to use it. So we all employee use it accordingly.
Okay, itu ya Mbak ya. Okay. Wah.
Simple introduction if I have the opportunity. If my friend confused about the ERP, can call my office.
So you're trying to get project from your friend. He's trying to get project. He's solving something.
Because he's a lawyer.
And a lawyer.
He's a smarter.
Okay. So I think we are already 10:30 now, and the sessions will be soon closed because you're going to have another class, right? Okay. So I'd like to give the opportunity to Madam
Kushali.
To say something, please.
About the experience?
Yeah, the experience or anything else about our discussions.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First of all, I'm really touched with the hospitality we have received here. This is my 4th day, and this is my first time in Indonesia. Really, thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's amazing hospitality. I was under the impression that India is a country of hospitality, but now I'll go to India with a thought that Indonesians are at par, or maybe they are better in the hospitality.
Thank you.
As far as the topic and the session by Dr. Kirti, it was really amazing, and I would really like to give an applause to her. The communication in India. As Dr. Kirti said, we are distributed as the civilized people in India, where more of digitization is used. And the other side of India is, India is a poverty is more in India. So more than 33% people live under poverty. So when I say under poverty, that means people don't get to eat 2 times a day. So if this is a problem, we cannot think of people communicating through digitization, right? They have to struggle to get food. So if I talk of a better side first, and then I'll come to the poor side. The better side of India is we have metro cities where there are big offices. The communication channels are very nice, as said by Dr. Kirti. We have ERPs, we have softwares. One of the question I heard from you, I think the emotional part. We cannot say completely there is an emotional part, but then there is an app in India called LinkedIn, where professionals connect through social media. So it's a connection of profession with social media. So sometimes it goes unofficial also. So if my boss is angry with me, I am aware that my boss is angry. But in office, I cannot say anything. So I go to LinkedIn and then I post something for him, which he may like it. Right. So there is LinkedIn, which connects office communication in an informal way, which is also a part of social media. LinkedIn is also something, for example, Mr. Amin is coming to my university in India. I want to have his biodata to speak about him, right? And because of some communication gap, I have not received his biodata, and he is there on the stage, and I want to introduce you. How would I do? It's LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So LinkedIn is, you have LinkedIn, right? Yes. Then please open. You have to have.
You're so old-fashioned.
Yes. So LinkedIn is an app to recognize an official person throughout the globe. So if I know your name, I will get your CV. I also get to know what did you do in last 5 years. I also get what did you speak today. Okay. Yes, but his organization may upload. So LinkedIn is 2 ways. Your organization can upload on your behalf. You individually upload on your behalf. So if you do not upload today, your boss is going to upload today. So I am going to catch you anyways. So that's one part of what I was saying. So coming to the poverty side of India. So where I said people struggle to get 2 times food. So how do government of India reach out to this problem? And why I am saying this is that government is using digital channels to reach out to them. Okay, they are finding out in which areas such people are there, how to upgrade them. Like in other countries, unemployed people get their monthly some money to survive. In India, there are no such schemes, but then government ensures they get food. Okay, so this is how they reach out. There are many non-government organizations running in India who capture this data and provide food to them. Okay, so now in India, there are communities who collect food from house to house. If you have prepared food today, so there is some left out food. In offices, there is some left out food. So there is no investment. I have to employ people who will collect food from your house, from your offices, and get it to the poor people. Now, how do I manage all this channel? I have to know where are poor people. I have to know their locality. I have to know the organizations where there is left out food. I know the houses where there is left out food. So what do you think? How do I connect all this channel? Tell me. So there are softwares and there are apps where he connects, she connects that I have a left out food, and your organization connects, I have a left out food. So I just offload this data to my employees. They know the location, they know the time, where to reach, and they pick up the food, and they even know the location where they have to go and give away the food. So how do I do this? Again, it's digital and communication, right? So there are many such examples. So how this works in India, and she gave the best example in India. We are very happy that because looking into this, that many students have to work to get 2 times food. So forget about them going to the university and get study. So government has many online courses which they do online. So now when I say they don't have 2 time food, how they do learn online? So government of India has done 2 things. They give laptops to youngsters who want to study, and they give Android phone to students who want to study free of cost. You have to show your interest that you want to study. And then they register and they finish their program completely online by doing their job simultaneously. Right? They have to dedicate some fixed hours on internet. And this is how government of India is struggling and trying to address all these issues using this communication channels.
How digitalization
Yes.
whether it's treating the poor people, like giving them food or healthcare services or education, because these are the 3 basic things, like most important, like healthcare, food, as well as education, to if you want to upgrade the country.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Huzali, for your very inspiring sharing how your government use the technology for the social humanity in your country. Okay. Give a big applause for Madam Huzali. Okay. Guys, like I mentioned before that we are going to close the sessions. I'm not going to make a conclusions. Things that comes up from this session is I see you have a problem with emotional bonding. Go to your family, talk to your wife, talk to your parents, and talk to your boss.
Boss, very important.
Very important. Okay, I'm just joking. So I think we have a very fruitful sessions and of course funny as well.
Yes.
We're trying to make it informal sessions, but I see that we can get the essence of these sessions. Yeah, so I hope our discussions can give more knowledge about the organizational communications in the digital era. So before I close, once again, big applause for Dr. Kirti and Madam Huzali for giving us a very inspiring sharings. So I think it's enough for today's. I'd like to close with wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and then we can go with the signing.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, and then the photo. Family photo is the most important actually.
Thank you, Dr. Kirti, Dr. Rosali.
Ya, thank you yang joining. Terima kasih teman-teman yang ada di Zoom online. Terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih, terima kasih.
People are very warm and
Yeah,
it's a pleasant experience. Very pleasant.
yeah, I'm really sorry.
When I got to meet you today, Dr. Kirti keeps talking about.
Yeah, and then Dr. Kirti is a very famous here.
Yes.
Yes.
So when are you coming to India?
Yeah, because the thing is, I'm also have another job. Besides as a lecturer, I'm also the commissioner for the Indonesian Broadcasting Commission. So I spend my days mostly in that office.
How many days you spend here in the university? How many days?
1 or 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 or 2 days.
So Saturday is not off here?
Saturday is off actually.
Then how come you all are working today?
Because of you.
Thank you.
Well, this is actually the online classes.
Right.
Yeah.
There are working students.
Yeah.
Because it is PG postgraduate.
Yeah. In our university, we are not employing the research classes.
Okay.
Yeah. We still have like a coursework classes. So you're from Abinal.
No, I am in Pune in a studio at the time.
Oh.
I am in another university.
Oh, okay. So how's the food? Because-
Good. No, but then people are so nice. They order Indian food for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely, till now we have not faced any problem.
Ah, okay.
Food, right?
Okay, we can go for the signing. Okay, dokumentasinya siapa nih? Ya, oke. You can. Ada. Oh, you take a picture.
I'll take a picture.
Ask our
Okay, yes, please take. One I'll take, then.
You sign here. Wow. Silakan Mas Aku boleh. Oke. Oke, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Oke. It's yours. Now family photo. Ya. Masuk lagi. Ini aja kali ya. Background ya. Don't forget my name is Abdul Dari. Because no one is big. Ini satu, dua, tiga. Kalau satu, dua, tiga. Kayak di komputer. Satu, dua, tiga. Satu, dua, tiga. Bebas. Oh, sign. Satu, dua, tiga. Oke, satu, dua, tiga.
Which is most popular?
कुछ होता है.
Or क्या?
Apa lagu yang paling terkenal apa
Which
ini?
song? Demand.
Ada
Which song you want?
request.
Belum.
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Which song? Okay, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum.
Yeah.
Baru Vision Flag susu sereal. Sereal berpadu halus dengan susu.
Lyrics. Karako.
Reko.
Lyrics only.
Lyrics. Yang cuma lyrics aja.
कभी खुशी कभी गम ना जुदा के
Liriknya aja. Liriknya aja. Jangan
Karaoke, yes.
Karaoke version. Kabhi Khushi Gum tadi tuh karaoke.
Huh? It's okay. This song.
Yes.
क्या करूँ हमारे
Give me this souvenir from our dean.
Oh.
Bu, ano na sa'yo? I keep souvenir from our.
Then she's not there.
Yeah, not here. So this is from our dean. Plastic and then bracelet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, gua.
Not to me.
Then it's okay for you. Yeah. This from our dean. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, thank you.
Now I want to.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is from me to Amin.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Can you open it to?
Okay, so try to apa ya kalau bahasa anak sekarang? Unboxing. Unboxing. What is that? Saya jadi deg-degan. Wow. It's okay. It's very silver. Nice. Thank you, Dr. Kirti.
And
One for me.
beautiful lady. Nail art.
Nail art.
For your dean, gift for your dean.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
can give because yesterday we met her, but without.
Okay.
Because I call your dean as shining lady.
Shining lady, nice.
Shining dean. So this is organic Indian herbal cosmetic.
Herbal cosmetic.
For the
I will tell our dean.
tell this or everything.
Okay.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. The shining lady. We call our dean the shining lady. Okay, thank you everyone. Done.
Hello box is up there. I'm sure. Hope everybody enjoyed the song.
Can I
Where?
picture with you?
Yes.
Video exactly.
The two of us.
Oh, it is Brother and sister. What's brother and sister? Yang mana nih?
मैं क्या करूँ मिस कॉल गाँव में हूँ बोल बोल मैं गाँव में हूँ रूरल इंडिया
So what's your plan for today?
They are going to take us city tour.
Oh, city tour, yeah.
Market.
Oh, market.
I don't know which market, local, they said textile.
Yeah,
Italy.
the place that we also brought here. No, Tamrin City. Tamrin City.
And then to some statue.
Oh, yeah. Monas, yeah.
Monas, yeah.
I think you have to go hurry because the market will be closed on 6.
Okay.
Sorry, I cannot accompany you again because I have another meeting.
Yeah, I understand because you were not there since so long.
Yeah, and then tomorrow I'll be going to another city.
Okay.
Jogja.
Again?
Jakarta again.
Oh.
Yeah, for 4 days.
4 days for?
Yeah. We have like a campaign program.
Okay.
For the universities and
Campaigning for
the broadcasting issues. So we are going to have the digital broadcasting and
box कोई बोलने नहीं वाला खोल लो सब खोला है खोलो
yeah.
Okay.
So we are going to have like a road show.
Oh.
Wow.
You're going by train?
Huh?
You're going by train? By plane, 1 hour, right?
Yeah, 1 hour.
Oh. UAD also. UAD is there.
UAD.
Because my 2 friends in UAD.
Oh, UAD, yeah.
Ah.
What's their name?
My mobile. I don't remember. I will tell you. Mufid. You know him?
Yeah. Because we are under the same umbrella, Muhammadiyah.
Mufid?
Oh, Mufid. Okay.
You know him?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we haven't met him actually.
Know him?
No.
Ah, this is what he told me to come, but not possible
Ah,
because it's too far.
yeah, for
Right.
it's 7 hours by car.
Ah,
1.
then I have this also. This also from UAD, but I don't know her name because I had not saved her. She had called me for one conference in Jakarta, and that's it. Like this conference. अरे खोलो ना रे What is it? मैं तो ट्राई करना चाहती हूँ. समोसा है क्या? ये रसगुल्ला देखो. ये क्या है? It's vegetarian.
This is not for you, I think. Yeah. This is
Cancel.
you
Cancel.
eat egg. No,
Egg, okay.
egg okay.
For me, not
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah, I think it's okay for you. This one is also.
Egg.
No, yeah, no, this one is egg ingredients,
Sweet.
sweet, and this is also sweet.
This.
Salty,
But
but from
chicken?
egg and beef. Beef.
नहीं भाई. This is
This is sweet. It's like, what do you call it? Yeah. Like a fruit salad, a fruit.
कुछ हमारे काम का रखा नहीं. Fruit खा तू. Grapes.
Okay. Good. So what you're going to have for lunch?
You are there for how many minutes now?
Huh?
What time you are here?
I can see the 12,
What's the time now?
11.
We want to cook for you. We had got everything ready.
Okay.
Just give me 15 minutes and your kitchen.
Oh, okay.
For you and for your staff.
Okay. So you're going to use our kitchen?
Possible?
Yeah, possible.
ये खोल. ये सारे स्टूडेंट्स को हमेशा सेमिनार में नाश्ता देते. देखो. आप क्या देते हो? नॉलेज. लो दो.
आज का सेशन बहुत बढ़िया हुआ.
अच्छा हुआ.
सबसे बेस्ट था. मतलब पीजी वाला था, समझ में आया.
तो पीजी वाला ही था.
मस्त था.
So I will prepare the kitchen for you. Yeah. You need food, right?
I got everything in my bag. I just want kitchen.
Okay.
सबको खाना दे रही है वो. स्नैक्स हो गया. देखो.
My God. मैं रोज बैठू इसमें यार.
तो मैंने 2 दिन का प्रिपरेशन पीजी लेवल का किया ही नहीं था. यूजी वो बराबर उनको थोड़ा समझाना
अच्छा ही था, पर आज का बेस्ट था.
बेस्ट वीडियो लो ना उनसे.
लिंक ना.
ये रिकॉर्डिंग अभी तक चल रहा है. बंद क्यों नहीं कर रहा है?
इनसे ले लिंक.
बस इतना ही खा सकते हैं.
लिंक कहाँ से ले?
इन लोगों से.
किन लोगों से?
ये वाला फ्रूट चाहिए मुझे. वो फ्रूट खा रहे हैं ना, वो चाहिए मुझे. मुझे फ्रूट चाहिए वो वाला. वो जो खा रहा है.
कौन खा रहा है? वही है. देखो तुम्हें डब्बा देगा. देखते ही मना.
मैं देखूंगी क्या है उसमें. वो उसके डीन ने दिया है. वो नहीं है आज. हाँ
वही ना.
ड्रेस भी दिया है.
बाटिक भी कुछ दिया है. वो ड्रेस है कि सिर्फ बाटिक कपड़ा है?
कपड़ा है. कपड़ा होगा. तो कपड़ा है. आज का अलग है. कितना सुंदर दिया है. हाँ? है ना. कुर्ते सिल सकते हैं
आराम से.
हाँ
आराम से.
कॉटन के इनफैक्ट. है ना. तो सिलते और पहनते
और फिर साथ में
और फिर किधर जाना है आगे. नेक्स्ट डेस्टिनेशन.
ब्लैक है
और एक रेड है. मुझे रेडी लेना पड़ेगा. मैं तो ब्लैक पहन नहीं सकती.
Okay, the kitchen is ready.
रेडी. Shall we go? चलो चलो सोने को बोलूं नहीं कोई परेशान ना करे मुझे फिर क्या करे सबमिट हो गया डोंट टेल मी उसको अभी भी रात को नींद नहीं आती होगी हाँ रोज सुबह उठ के बोलता है कुछ न कुछ उसे करूँ मैं कॉल बैक कौन है नहीं अभी नहीं पर करूँ क्या आज के दिन में मैं कभी नहीं करती ऐसे मतलब रेयर केस में करती हूँ कॉल बैक फिर कॉल बैक करोगे नहीं पूछो कुछ नहीं आज ही करूँ करो जैसे आपका ठीक है पहुंच गई है सिंगापुर देखो